Hello everybody, this is Red Band and aka Tommy from Tommy's Puppet Lab. Hello everybody, and here we are here with another build on Roblox. So I will be building a brand new map, and this time I will be building a farm. This includes a really cool farmhouse, and as well as some land and some other structures. So we'll be adding that as well. Some new assets are going to be made. So enjoy the video and let's start building. Let's put some bricks together. Alright, so this time we're going to start off with the farmhouse. I'm going to show you what the farmhouse looks like and the area that I'm trying to recreate. And this is it. So my dad definitely would know this house. But this is actually my grandpa's house, and this is the map that I am attempting to recreate. It is much different now, today, but this, as you can see, this was shot in '96, this picture. So I'm literally going right back into time with this map. So I'm going to recreate it just as it was in '96. That also includes my great-grandparents' house. I believe that was but you won't be able to go inside it because I don't know the inside of that place. But yeah, I'm just going to put my avatar onto the map for size reference and stuff, yada 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 yada. You know how it works. But anyway, yeah, so now I can kind of get a general idea how big it needs to be. This is always the challenging part, is determining how big it is, because I've always had to resize buildings a few times. So hopefully I won't have to do it at all, or as few times as possible. But here we go. So we're going to start off with the basement. I find it's easier to start with the basement first and then just build your way up. And this is actually a 2-story building, which is one I have not created. So a 2-story building, which would be an interesting challenge. You'd be surprised how long it took me to kind of figure out what the basement looked like, because I didn't really have a whole lot of good pictures to work with. So, but this is my best to my ability. There was a bedroom down there, there was a storage down there, and there was a shower area on the corner. But anyway, I'm starting on the main floor now. So we're gonna get the floor plan done with the main floor. Okay, now I am going to be building the second floor, and then we gotta get the stairway up there. It's actually up in the second floor. This is actually where I would sleep when I came over to visit. And this is actually the place I actually remember quite well. So I'm just trying to get the stairs right, or I'll show you what I'm gonna build. Okay, and that's it. So these are the stairs, and in case you're wondering what that whale is, that's me holding my piggy bank that was in the shape of a loon. And I got that on Christmas. And I will be building that living room and TV room as well. Okay, so the house is pretty much, well, the floor plan is built. It will be tweaked a little bit here, but I am also gotta add the roof as well. And it's kind of an interesting shape. This is actually a rather interesting house here when I went to build it. It's, yeah, anyway. So get the roof on. Okay, now I'm going to build the whole house. And this is actually a wooden garage, I think. Here, I'll show you what I'm building next. That's it right there. Just a very simple structure. Just slapping a few bricks together. Yeah, it didn't take much time. Okay, so an interesting story here. I need to build the Quonset here. It looks like a gray barn. I'll show you this. That's it, right there. And it's got tractors in there. That's definitely a John Deere, I know that. I recognize those colors. But anyway, so I saw a Quonset asset that was actually available already 3 days ago, but I didn't add it. Now I'm on here 3 days later, and it's gone. I can't find it anymore. I've searched for it. It's gone. They must have deleted it just 3 days after. So I'm kind of regretting that, but it's not. I think it's for the better, because I think it's better if I just built it myself. It's not hard. So I'm going to need a half tube to build this, and I'll be using the half tube to build the Quonset, which is probably how I should have built the barn on my Chocobo 8. Okay, so I will be looking for, no, I don't want a tube actually. I'm going to be using a half tube. You'd be surprised how many shapes you can find in mesh. You want the mesh because that allows you to distort the model in any way you can. So that's what I'm using right here, the half tube. I'm gonna rotate that, and I'm gonna enlarge it, and we'll turn it into a nice gray Quonset. And I'll be using a metal. The material will be metal. Okay, watch what happens when I turn it into metal. It gives it an interesting texture. Yeah, see, so I'm just adjusting the color here. And look at that, boom. it now has a shiny reflective surface. Because on Roblox there is a sun, and you can clearly see there is a shadow casting, but it also has reflective surfaces. So you can make shapes like mirrors and such. I'm going to be using some smaller half tubes to kind of make the ripple. Because it kind of looks, what's the word, ribbed, I guess. Okay, now I'm going to be building my great-grandparents' house. And this one will be a fake house, which means you won't be able to open the door. Right now I'm just looking at the... Yeah, I'm just inside here right now. And we're going to start building the other house here. I'm just double-checking the layouts and everything, making sure the doors are placed properly. This is the only reference I have of that place. I remember this being here, but yeah, I'm working with a really tiny reference here. But I do know that it had some pink, it was white and pink. It's kind of a cute house, a pretty cute house with a really nice porch. So I'll be adding that too, but this house will be solid, which means you won't be able to go in it, because I think I've only been in it once. It was pretty much abandoned. And I do kind of remember all the walls being like a turquoise color, but I just don't have very much memory of it. Okay, so the house is built, and I'm just going to move it. I like to move it, move it. I like to move it, move it. Do you like to move it? Couldn't help it. But yeah, now I'm just in the process of placing the buildings, and I'm just kind of visualizing myself being driven into the yard and just kind of seeing the layout, making sure everything looks good. Okay, now it's time for the windows. While working on the windows, I'm going to work on the siding as well. And it had white siding, as you can see. I'm still using the... I'll show you another. Alright, so here it is. This one's taken in the winter time, as you can see. And here it is from that angle. And you can see it's got a really big garden. They always had a garden there. I'll be adding that as well. Okay, so we're gonna get the windows into place. Okay, so we pretty much got all the siding done. Let's kind of take a look at it here. It's looking good, actually. I can't believe that I actually slapped these bricks together and made it look like... I almost feel like I'm visiting the farm now, but I haven't finished it. You haven't seen anything yet. I'm just running it. I'm just clicking on run to make sure that everything's anchored, nothing's falling. So I don't actually have to play it. I can just run it and I can see if anything's not anchored, blah, blah, blah. You know, making sure everything's good. Okay, so now we're going to start siding my great-grandparents' house. It's a very cute house, and they may be inaccurate. Like I said, I don't have very good references. Just a very tiny little picture, and just another one. Like it just doesn't show very much. Alright, isn't that a cute little house? I actually wish I knew what it looked like on the inside, otherwise I would actually do it, but I don't have the slightest clue. So the windows are not transparent, as you can see. They're all mirrors, basically, and the doors will not be able. You will not be able to open them. So it's like a fake house, because I sincerely don't know what it looks like from the inside. But yeah, it is a very cute house, and the heck of a nice porch. Yeah, that is a very nice porch. I'd be a very happy person if I had a porch like that. Alright, so I'm just grouping it as a model, and I'm gonna start siding the whole house next. Okay, so now we are ready to start dressing up the place with some colors and flooring and ceiling. And we have a lot of interesting things to add. So I always like to start off with the walls and the floor and the ceiling. And I remember this being kind of like a turquoise color to the wall. So I'm gonna just, yeah, anyway. So enjoy. Okay, and then this will be the upstairs. I will be adding those railings as well. And yeah, so that's the hall. That's actually where I used to sleep on the floor. Believe it or not, I'll tell you a little bit more about that later. Right, we're gonna just work on that. Okay, now I'm working on the bedrooms. I'm just adding the fancy, the really cool wallpaper. So this is pretty much exactly what it looks like. And yes, I managed to photograph that wallpaper just because I thought it was so cool, but who knew that it actually came handy. I was actually going to be able to use it for a project, but here we are. So right now I'm working on the bedrooms. This is the downstairs bedroom. And then the guest rooms are upstairs. So I tried making a nostalgic wallpaper. This kind of looks nice, but this is actually not what they had. I am gonna end up taking it off a little bit later, but I just wanted to show it to you. I actually made this. It took me a while to get it right, but yeah, anyway, this is one of them. I might use it for a different project, who knows. But yeah, it looks pretty vintage though, I would have to say. What do you think about it? Let me know in the comments. Okay, and now I'm working on the ceiling, and they did not have ceiling popcorn. They actually had a really nice ceiling. It was called, I don't know, it's like a mud swirl ceiling. You'll see here in just a second. Adding textures that take a little bit of effort, but this allows you to scale. Now, I would love to have this ceiling in my house. That is such a nice ceiling. The ceiling popcorn has always been ugly, but they're always the cheapest one and pretty much the default ceiling that you get in most new houses. Okay, now just working on the basement as well. They had kind of stony walls and some wooden walls. It was, yeah, it looked kind of like an unfinished basement. Oh yeah, and I forgot a little bit of a detail on the roof. There was a little roof hanging just over the door. I took another look on the picture, so I'm gonna add that as well. Right there, see? And there was a bug zapper hanging from it and a hummingbird feeder. And then I gotta build these stairs to the basement. And they're gonna look exactly like these. Okay, now I'm just testing the stairs out and everything just to make sure that it's all working in order and everything is properly anchored. We don't want the stairs falling apart when you're walking on them. That would be a disaster and very hazardous. And Bella says hi, by the way. Okay, now we're going to start adding all the furnishings. So here's the kitchen that we're going to be replicating. Okay, so now that I've got everything, the walls and tiles added, I'm going to start adding the cupboards and the pantries. All the permanents are going to go in. That I want it to look like you know, as if you just moved into the place. So I'm adding all the countertops and the cupboards. You won't be able to open any of the cupboards, but yeah, they're just going to be there just for looks mostly. And got to have the handles on and, you know, have all that stuff. So yeah, and I'm going to just get all that put in there. And we were pretty old-fashioned people who lived here. We did not have a dishwasher. We had to do dishes all by hand. So, you know, I actually always appreciate the old-fashioned kind of lifestyle. You know, it kind of teaches you how people used to live. But they did not have a dishwasher. But yeah, that does not mean that they didn't make good food here. Especially Grandma. Okay, so now I'm in the basement, and I'm going to start adding some of the permanents down here. And they had 2 freezers and 2 refrigerators, would you believe it? They had lots of refrigerators, and they had lots of food storage, for sure. And I'm going to start working on the downstairs bathroom. I don't know why this floor has a script. I'm just looking for a bathroom floor here, and then it had a script. I don't know. This was weird. They had a, I think it was a washing machine in there, and then a dryer out in the, you know, the other side of the, I don't know. It's interesting, but all right. And I'm going to work on the main bathroom now. So I already have the bathtub in there. So this one didn't have a shower, just a tub. And then the one downstairs actually had a shower. So it was interesting setup there. So that's what I'm going to be doing right now. Is I'll be working on furnishing the main bathroom. Now I do remember specifically when I was visiting here that one day they did not have any hot water, and I really wanted to take a bath. I was little at that time, so I think it was my mom and my I think it was my uncle as well. They actually went through a lot of trouble. They started heating up water on the stove. They would boil the water, and then mom would have the kettle going, and then they actually created a hot bath for me. But they went through a lot of trouble there. I remember that well. So it really goes to show how much they cared. So I definitely very much appreciated what they did. I don't know how appreciative I was when I was little, but I wish I showed gratitude a lot more when I was little. But yeah, I remember. I definitely appreciate it though. Okay, and then in order to turn this light on or make it look like it's lit, you just change material to neon. Once it's neon, and it looks like it's actually lit and glowing. Okay, so I think I got pretty much most of it in. What's left? I need to work on the hallways here. Let me just show you. So I'm just going upstairs for a second here. So yeah, it's looking pretty good. I'm going to add some shelves and bookshelves to this area. And I remember in this area, the very first step, you could actually lift the first step, and then you'd find a secret storage compartment, which was really cool, and I'm going to show you what it looked like. I actually have a boom, there it is. That's what's underneath the step. You see some crayons and then some toys. They didn't have a whole lot of toys there, but they definitely did use them when I was growing up. I usually have to end up bringing my own. I mean, these are my grandparents. They don't have toys. No. But they did. But they did actually. My grandpa was actually a war hero, and he actually had a couple army toys. So like toy army trucks and stuff like that. Just a couple. Anyway, now I'm working on the hallway dividers, I guess you call it. Yeah, right there. That's what I'm going to be making. And you might recognize those lanterns. I used them in a couple of videos. Yes, they are. I have them now. Yeah, those lanterns that you saw. Anyway, so that's what I'm gonna be making here, and then I'm gonna be using more half tubes, and I'll be adding some mirrors as well. Okay, now I'm gonna add the bookshelves. I kind of got distracted by the secret stair story, and yeah. Alright, and that's what the shelves that was on there. Mostly just books. They always had something you could read. They even had things like Chinese checkers and some metal board games that they used to have, and we did actually use them. So I'm building the bookshelves now. And then there's this small space here. There's a doorway that leads to more storage. So I kind of made that area as well. I'm not going to really put much stuff in there. But yeah, I got to include that. And by the way, the doors are false, which means you can't open them, but you can walk through them. Because you're not going to be able to open the door with the way this is set up. This is the best I could do. Okay, now I gotta definitely show you something. Take a look at this. When building this house, this window here became very questionable. It's got, see, look at that. Right here, I do not recall ever seeing a door in this room, and I've never seen this room before in my life. There is a window there, and it is reinforced with the cage. I did not know that this room existed, so I'm just gonna tell you right off the bat that I discovered a secret room without even having to go to this place. I discovered it here in Roblox Studio because I don't know what was in here. And what's even more questionable is why there is a window there with that's been reinforced. I have no idea what it is, and it's been bugging me because I have no idea what was in this room. So I'm leaving it empty. It's really weird because I definitely would have known. When I was little, I used to be very snoopy. I used to be a snoop. I always got in trouble too for that. But yeah, I never knew about this. So according to this map, behind these wall boards in the bedroom that I slept in, there's likely a secret door or a concealed door or something like that. Cause I don't know what this room is, but there's definitely something in here, and I'm actually really curious to know what it is now. So I'm making this room anyway. I'm just putting it out there that I found a secret in Roblox Studio. A secret, you know, it's been staring at me throughout my entire childhood. So it's just kinda, yeah, it's mind blowing right now that I found a secret playing Roblox. I learned a secret here, so. Maybe my dad knows what was in here. maybe he doesn't know about it, but I do know for sure that I'm really curious now. Okay, so just thought I'd share that with you. So I'll learn something just by playing this game. Never thought I'd see the day. Wow. Pretty cool. So that's just another reason why I love making houses on Roblox Studio. You learn about their layout. You learn things about it. You know, because now you can actually just see it, you know, without you have the no clip. Like you don't have to worry about clipping or anything. You just walk through the wall, total spectator mode, and you learn things. So it's really cool. So I've been learning a lot about houses and how they're built and stuff just by playing this. It's been a real learning experience. Okay, now we're gonna add the lights, the light fixtures. It's important that we have lighting in here, otherwise it will be dark. Because right now I'm using an invisible light block so I can actually see what I'm doing and so you can see it. I'm just gonna take this asset and modify it a little bit. Some of these lights may not be accurate because we didn't really photograph the light fixtures. Never thought of doing that back in the day. Anyway, I'm going to do the best to my abilities of what they would have or what they do or may have looked like, but I do know for sure that what this looks like and a couple other ones. And now we're going to add the curtains, and I'm actually using an asset here. It's actually a mesh, and this one is perfect because I can color it. Okay, so that's all the permanents are in, so now we're going to start furnishing everything. So we're going to start off with the kitchen tables, and the kitchen table and the chairs and everything else. And of course, I have to add the dog bones here. They were dog people. There's actually 2 dogs there that I grew really fond of, and I will be including pictures of them in here. And definitely remember, one of my favorite things to do out there were giving the dogs their treats. Yeah, and it was milk bone is what they had. So I didn't really like this picture that was already here, so I'm just gonna grab a better one. But yeah, I should add some dog food there just to know that there were dogs there. Okay, here we go. And then there was always a CB radio on this counter. My uncle was a farmer, so he lived here, and yeah, he'd always have a CB radio at a place where he can easily access it. I mean, yeah. That's looking pretty good. I didn't really want to build one. I mean, it's just kind of... But anyway, and this is different. This rope or whatever is on, it seems to be kind of a loose object. I've never seen that here on Roblox Studio. But yeah, that's kind of, because you can see that it just kind of dangles down when I move it. So that's different. I've never seen that one before, and it'll be a good one to get familiar with, because it could be handy with my future builds. Okay, now we're going to add a picture of a really good dog here. And I'm going to show you who's going to be put on there. And here's Tegan. This is the very first dog I've ever befriended when I was a kid. Very first dog. I grew very attached to this dog and always looked forward to seeing this pup. Every time I came out to the farm, I have to include a picture of Tegan. And there's actually another dog here. So my grandpa especially, he was a real animal lover. And we're going to add a picture of Ralph. And this one was a blue heeler. I'm going to put that in the fridge here. Here we go. So I'm just going to add another part, which is a block, and then just put a decal on it. That's how you can add photographs to the whatever. That's what I've been doing for pictures and stuff like that. Let's get that here. So I just flattened that. Now it just looks like a card. And we'll just put a decal over it, and then boom, it becomes a photograph. There's Ralphie. There's Ralphie. Here's a good boy. And one thing I definitely remember most about him, he loved going on car rides and sitting in the golf cart. Oh yeah. So I love that part about him. He was a lot of fun, and actually my grandpa he saved that dog from being drowned. I don't know I can't remember the entire story, but the original owners were going to drown this dog because I don't know, I don't think they wanted him for whatever. But anyway, my grandpa said, no, I'll take him. And yeah, he lived a full life. Had a really good life too. So he was definitely a lot of fun too. Ralphie. That's what I know best about my grandpa. He was a war hero. He was actually knighted by the Queen. So yeah, I've got knight's blood in my veins, and I'm really proud of that. And he was an animal lover. And my grandma was actually, and she loved birds. Yeah, we're gonna get to that. We'll get to that later. Okay, and then another thing that I knew best about my grandma Kirk, she loved to bake, and she always had a pie waiting for us. And I think, you know, I think it's the cherry pies I remember most. I know she made more than just cherry pies, but yeah, I'm just gonna put a reference to that on there for her sake. Yeah. Now I'm just kind of experimenting a little bit here. I'm gonna add an object here, and I'm gonna add some smoke, but it's not gonna look like it's burning. I'm just want it to look like steam, just very light smoke, as if it just came out of the oven, just the way Grandma used to make it. Yeah. Whoa. Okay. Yeah. We gotta turn that down. There. Yeah. There's no way that it. I did not know her to burn things. Yeah. So I'm just messing around a little bit here, but unfortunately, I never actually did figure it out. So I just took this smoke effect off of there. Yeah, I just tried to make it look like, you know, it just came out of the oven, nice and steamy, and you can kind of smell it. But nope, it's. I'll have to do a little more research on that. Okay, so I did actually get a better picture for the milk bone. Here, we're just gonna load it up. Go to my images. I had to upload it because I couldn't find a decent one. There we go, perfect. Now it looks like a legit box of dog treats. This is actually what they gave their dogs. Milk bone. Again, I love doing that. I love giving them their treats. Okay, so I think this kitchen's just about done. It's very easy to do. We're gonna start dressing up the living room just the way I remember it, according to the photographs. And here's another piece of furniture that was in the corner. This was actually taken in my grandpa's apartment, this photograph. Not at the original place, but it was here in this corner, and that's what I'm building next, just in case you're wondering. And another thing about my grandfather is that he actually loved to play golf. And he actually had a putter, and he had a small putting hole and a putter right in this very corner here. And we actually spent a good amount of time playing with it. And the thing about coming out here is that we were challenged with things to do out there. However, we spent most of our time playing with the dogs. So in case you're wondering where those two things that came from that you can kind of see sitting on the shelves, I got them from my grandpa. So just wanted to show you that they were used in a couple of my videos. Okay, so I gotta make a bit of a readjustment because I had these a little too far over to the left, so I'm just gonna move the arches over to the right a bit more. Okay, now it's time to start dressing up the living room. It's not a good picture, but anyway, that's me in the living room with the magic hat. Yes, and I was practicing magic for a long time. I love doing stage illusions. I guess that's the proper word for it, illusionists. And you know what? Being an illusionist and ventriloquist are basically the same thing. Ventriloquists are magicians. It's what you don't see. And that is, for ventriloquists, you don't see the lips moving. Therefore, it appears to be magic, right? It is an illusion. That's what it is. It's the same principle. So, I am still a magician, just branched out to a different niche, I guess you should say. Oh yeah, and I gotta add the 3 turtles. They didn't have live turtles. These were, I think they were, I don't know, they were some sort of ceramics, but I remember my dad said he used to play with these things when he was little. So I'm kind of doing this for him. I'm adding this, and I actually do remember these. So there's one large one that had a removable shell where you can store things in it, and there were 2 smaller ones. And I'm going to add a decal on the TV from a movie I used to watch. I watched it out. And maybe you remember this. That is from Babe. Yeah, I love that movie. That's a great movie. It's from 1995. Very good film. So I putting that on there just as a reference to that. And I'm just going to kind of color this couch, add a texture. And then, yeah, this living room's just about done. Okay, so I got a little bit paranoid because I had actually gotten in trouble with Roblox for uploading a picture of myself. Even though, I don't know, anyway. So I'm just going to play it safe and use that better picture. Even though this is a scene from a movie, I'm going to use a different picture. I love this picture, but I found another one that I really like. I'm going to load it up here. Okay, I gotta delete the old one first. So I just click that, delete the old decal, and oh, okay, I'll just repost that. There's Babe and Fly. And it reminds me of probably my favorite scene is when Babe asked Fly if he could call her mom. That was so wholesome. It actually made me cry. Not gonna lie. Oh yeah, and the singing mice. I love the singing mice too. Anyway, it's a great movie. If you haven't seen it, I highly recommend it to you. But yeah, I think this room is done, and we're gonna start working on Well, I think the bedroom down here. Now, I'm going to be completely honest. I don't know much about what was in the bedroom because we were not really allowed to go in there. So basically, I'm just going to put in, things that I think would be in here. So obviously, there would be a bed, vanity with a mirror, and a dresser. I do know this. Grandma, she had a music box with a ballerina in it, and she loved ballerina. She loved ballet. I do know that. Then I'm gonna add some books to these shelves. Okay, so now I have the bedrooms completely done. It wasn't too detailed. I definitely know that he had a sleeping bag. I used to always have to use a sleeping bag because usually normally we slept in the bedrooms, but not me. I used to, but let's just say my brother was very hard to sleep with. Yeah, it was just kind of one of those, he was we were kind of rebellious, I guess, a little bit when it came to sharing beds. So I slept out on the floor in a sleeping bag, and I actually really loved it. I was out in the hallway, in the floor, with the sleeping bag. I felt rebellious, I just kind of felt, you were kind of adventurous sort of thing. I just really enjoyed it, even though the floor is harder, but I didn't mind it though. I didn't mind. Some people will sleep on solid wood, It's that's the hall right there. And then there's an even funnier story is I remember this one time it was at night and I was sleeping and the power went out. And then it went on. I think he had a carbon monoxide detector or smoke detector. The smoke detector, it just made a loud beep. It just scared me. I was so terrified because I was one of those kids who believed the boogeyman was sleeping in the closet. So yeah, I remember being absolutely terrified by that thing. But it took me a moment to realize what had happened. But that was interesting. And I definitely gotta add a Game Boy out here, because this is actually when we got our first Game Boy. Was the Christmas time we were out here. And yeah, so that was one of our most trustworthy forms of entertainment when we were traveling with the Game Boy. And yeah, I still have this gray brick. It was kind of a big bulky thing, but yeah, they've spent a lot of time with this Game Boy. I still have it actually. I even have a Game Boy Color, but that wasn't released until later. But just the original Game Boy. Now I'm actually going to add a decal on the screen. Now usually I'd have Kirby's Dream Land, because that was the one that we had from the beginning. And I'm going to add Donkey Kong. My mom would remember this. Yeah, she actually played a lot of this game. And I love this game. This is a very good game. But yeah, the original Donkey Kong. Well, not the original, but the Game Boy version of it. It was really good. Yeah, my mom played Game Boy. And my dad was more of a Tetris man. He played Tetris on this thing. So yeah, this was actually shared. But it was me and my brother. It was me and my brother who played most of it. Okay, so the house is done now. I'm officially done with the house. We got it all put together. Now it's time to put it down into the ground, and we're gonna start adding all the greenery, all the good stuff. Well, we already got the good stuff in, but we're gonna add all the green natural stuff. That's gonna finalize this map and all the pretty things outside. And we're going to start off with the concrete steps. That, you know, because obviously it's going to be quite a big step to get into the house without it. So I'm going to build that in, as well as the iron railings. Oh yeah, I gotta add the TV antenna on the top, because this was out in the countryside. Alright, let's add all the greenery. Alright, so now this is really important. I gotta add the crop around here, and my uncle was a canola farmer. Well, he farmed other things, but canola was the main crop, so that's what I'm doing right now. It's kind of a stinky smell, but it's a beautiful smell, I think. Anyway, that's what it had a really nice smell of canola out there. And then I definitely remember one of my best memories was when me and my brother and the dog Tag, and we were running through the fields of canola. And I had never seen a dog's tongue hang out so low. You could just tell he was so happy. Yeah, that dog was so happy. Anyway, so I think we got in trouble for doing that, but you know what? Sometimes getting in trouble is worth it if you can look back and say, you know, I'm glad I did this. So yeah, that's great. I gotta add that. Okay, right now I'm adding the grain bin because you wouldn't believe that there are no grain bin assets on the Roblox, so I'm making my own. I had quite a few grain bins. And the rest of the trees. We're gonna work on trees and trees only right now. Maybe a couple other things along the way, but trees are now what this place is lacking, and I'm gonna change that. So there's definitely a big garden there. Okay, now we're gonna work on farm equipment here. Now remember, there's this old rusty, it wasn't a tractor, but it was a rusty contraption with a rusty seat. I think it was just a very old vintage, well, piece of farm equipment. I remember me and my brother, when we were really little, we were trying to get the thing to go. We were pulling levers, and then we were, putting tiny rocks into the fuel tank, and, we were trying to figure it out. And then I remember I fell and I hit my head on one of the rusty wheels, and yeah, it hurt. But my brother was in tears because he told me that if I hit my head, I'm gonna die. So that was terrifying. I thought I was gonna die, but obviously I didn't. It wasn't even that bad, but yeah, I did hit my head pretty hard actually. So yeah, I definitely had a lot of fun on that thing. So I needed to add that rusty tractor or whatever it was. I have no pictures of it, otherwise I'd show you. Then now I'm just gonna add some lights to the Quonset there. And in case you're wondering what that little square is on the corner there, I'll show you a picture. So that's from this right here, because you can see the kind of, I don't know what it was some sort of water stain or something, but the reason why I added it, because the one on the left kind of looked like a chicken, or some kind of rooster or some sort of bird, and I always saw that every time I walked in there, so I just needed to add that. It just kind of felt more real to me. Anyway, so I'm just adding the lights. Add a tractor and a combine in here. Okay, and I'm going to add all my puppets to it now. Or all the puppet models. Or anyway, I'm just going to add all the characters to it. They're on pretty much every single one of my maps. So here we go. Now, as I said earlier, my grandma Kirk, she loved birds, especially chickadees. And my dad says that she would always want her kids to make sure that the feeders are out. And if they weren't, they would get an earful. So you gotta make sure we have chickadees on this map, because I don't want her spirit haunting me in my dreams because I forgot to add the chickadees. So we're definitely going to be adding chickadees here. I'm going to add a bird feeder with chickadees. And I'm actually even going to add some hummingbirds to the feeder. Let's see what we have for bird feeder. Oh yeah, here we go. One on the pole, that's perfect. Just a nice hanging one. And we're going to add some hummingbirds to the feeder. Oh, what's this one here? Oh, wow. Okay. Yeah, I don't... yeah, that would be weird if I saw those at the hummingbird feeder, but okay. If they were free, I'd take it for sure. Anyway, but this is what I'm looking for. And there is absolutely no way that hummingbirds are that big. That is the biggest hummingbird I've ever seen. And hummingbirds are pretty much about the size of bees almost. Well, maybe a little bit bigger than a bee, but they're just so small. But their wings can go... They can flap their wings, I think 90 times per second. That's the world record anyway. Yeah, and they can fly backwards. They can even fly upside down. They're really fascinating creatures. And they're always a pleasure to see at a feeder. So I have to add them here. And they did have hummingbird feeders. Alright, so now we have the map all set. I'm going to test it out. Make sure everything looks good and just kind of be the first to explore it. Alright, so we're just going to zoom in. Just kind of go for a walk. Just kind of make sure everything... I'm going to add some dialogue to some of these characters here. And let's have my great-grandparents' house there. I just thought Wigglytuff would be perfect for that, considering that it has a pink trim, and it's a cute house. Yeah. Yeah, I'm gonna have to add some borders, because I don't want people jumping on the buildings. That's just... Yeah, I gotta update the dialogue here, so... This is coming. They're kind of the same one from the Puppets Guild map. Oh yeah, and then a golf cart. I'm leaving this one in. You can drive this. Yeah, I just hit Alice. Oh, that's terrible. And yeah, of course, you can get around a little bit faster this way. I did add a running script to it. Oh, whoa, I already just saw something. Okay. Oh, wait, so there's me. Oh, there's two of me. Oh, yeah. There's Quonset there with Mummy Long Legs. I'll take a look at those, great. Oh, yeah. See, there's a little bump there. I'm gonna have to raise that and just fix. I mean, yeah, that's easily fixed. I forgot to anchor those. So yeah, there's not much support on those grain bins, so I'm gonna fix those. Okay, so I added some dialogue here. So if you want a lemonade oh wait, wrong map, sorry. And Chloe tells a little story about me, how I got into trouble. And even Fabrice says something. I added a running script. carrion beetles are hiding under things around here. I need them for my collection. Oh, you didn't know Vibrate had a bug collection? Well, now you do. Oh yeah, and even some of these. Here, let's check this out. There's Kirby. Hi! Kirby only knows a couple words. Ahoy! These yellow fields are canola. They're mainly used to make cooking oil, but also has medical uses too. Oh, there's a question mark up there. I should probably fix that. Make sure those chickadees are, there we go. And we have the Five Nights at Freddy's stuff down here. I'm not gonna make it all showy and everything. I'm gonna just kind of make it look like they're stored or hiding, or I don't know. Just use your imagination here, but they are here. I added them. Alright, we're gonna go back upstairs. There's Grandma's pie there. Yum yum. Okay, and we're in the living room here. Go outside there. Living room's looking pretty good. Oh, we have got a sweep. I actually took out the Baldy characters. I did not add the Baldy characters to this map. Oop, I see Huggy Wuggy, and then there's Boxy Boo. I had a problem with these doors, actually. Like, you could get in just fine, but you could not get out for some reason. I couldn't fix that. And yeah, there's that little storage area. So now I added some fake doors there. And if you're watching this, oh, there's Kino there. Tattletale. And that teddy bear there might... there was definitely a teddy bear there. It looked very old. It wasn't one that you could cuddle with. I think it was wooden underneath. It was really firm. And then, for you, those of you, I'm not going to be posting this on my promo, but there is a fake wall here because I have no idea what was in this secret room or why there was a reinforced window there. But yeah, I just wonder what was in here. It's just very, anyway. Yeah, so this is looking pretty good. I want to make sure that I can actually get out of these rooms without getting stuck. And so far we are. Okay. Alright, well, I'm thinking this is pretty good here. I think we're pretty good with the, oh, there's Freddy. Clam Rock Freddy. Yeah, that might spook you a little bit. There's a little bit. And there's the, okay. Pineapple! There's Lefty. Okay, so I'm actually pretty happy with this house here. Don't see anything else, and then there is a swing you can kind of... Whoa. So they did actually have a swing set there, but it was old and rusty, so never really used it. Now I'm thinking this right here is what they used to load things into their truck. These tires were to keep, you know, soften anything that may actually hit that truck there. I'm wondering, is this anchored? Yeah, I think it is. I'm just making sure these tires are properly anchored. I think they are. Okay, great. And I fixed those. These are all the grain bins. Oh, there's yellow. And Butterfree's obviously out in the field of canola. And actually out in these out here, oh wait, there's a big gap. Okay, I'm gonna fix that. Hello, my name is Mr. Taurus. Your faith grows from a seed. Have you watered today? He always says very profound things. Alright, well, I'm gonna go fix that little gap there. Oh, wait, what you doing by the gas tank? That's a little sus what you're doing. Okay, great. I'm gonna fix that gap, but other than that, enjoy this map. See the link in the description below if you want to see it. And thank you so much for watching me build another piece of my childhood. And I was really happy to share that with you. Be sure to check it out and all my other maps. Don't forget to check out Puppet Master Academy, Puppets Guild, and my main channel, Tommy's Puppet Lab. Thank you all so much for watching. And of course, I will see you all next time. Bye bye.